What's this crazy bitch doing?
Shoot me! Go ahead! Shoot me! Pepper spray me! Hurt me! Shame on you!
See, this woman should be out in the middle of a swamp selling mushrooms and making potions. But through some aberration of technology, she has been born in the year 2000, or she exists in the year 2026. And this was never really meant to be. This is like a woolly mammoth spawning inside of Africa. You're not meant for this life. She's from Witcher 3? Yeah. This is insane. This is the so I've got to say that I don't support this, by the way, but I'm starting to see why a lot of people back in the day thought that certain people were witches. But I'm just saying that, like, damn, you know, like, yeah, it's another golem. That's crazy, isn't it? She should be crocheting or something. Yeah, she's out of her element. This lady needs a wheelchair. It's just embarrassing. Have you at least condemned the officer who shot the civilian? No, I agree with it. Yep, I agree with it. I think he did the right thing. I did. You gonna cry about that? You gonna get upset? Too bad.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You're gonna fucking die, bitch! Fuck you!
They're going crazy, aren't they? They're getting mad as fuck. We're gonna fucking find you. We're gonna fucking kill you. They gotta go and get these people. They really do. This is the government tweets this shit out, and I say a direct death threat on federal officers, and you pussy boys are tweeting about it. Go arrest them. What the fuck are y'all doing? The longer that you let these animals run wild, the more violent and radical they will become. And I think this is so true. It's so obviously fucking true, by the way. The longer that you let this go on, the worse it's going to get. What penalty do you think should be for these people? I don't know, like maybe 2 years in jail, something like that. I'm like, threatening the life of a federal officer is something that a civilized society should not tolerate. And I think that there should be more of a conversation around what kind of people do you want to live around? What kind of culture, what type of behavior do you want to permit? And whenever I see the way that these people act, it looks like a unhinged, psychotic, aggressive person trying to be as detrimental and dangerous as possible, and they're threatening other law enforcement officers. That's really it. She quit her job to protest ICE.
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have panic attack.
You said when you heard the sirens, you immediately ran.
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have panic attack.
You said when you heard the sirens, you immediately
I hear one right now.
ran out. Where were you?
I was about 15 minutes away.
And what were you doing?
I was disassociating.
This is a caterpillar Karen. She hasn't fully evolved into her mature form, but this is what they began as. This is science, guys. No, it's science. This is how it goes. Everybody gets mad, but it's true. So have a graph showing, no, and again, now they can get out of this cycle by, you know, again, losing weight, getting married, getting a job, etc. Now, it doesn't always solve the problem, but sometimes it does. She's out there getting experience, trying to evolve. Well, I think that she's doing a great job. She found a really good farming spot.
On my bed. I mean, I might as well put my time to something useful. If you've seen the video...
Can you show an example of a swamp hag? Yeah, just look at any Democrat politician. Like, look at Nancy Pelosi.
It was not self-defense by that terrorist. It was not.
That's
How
a
did your
terrorist.
boss respond when you quit?
It was like a part-time. I'm getting back after a lot happened recently in my life, so sometimes disability takes my life over, and I'm still kind of in shock. Like,
School's been canceled. Have people been taking off work for this? Have you had to take off work for this?
I quit my job for this, and I've been having
Jesus Christ, where do these people come from? Oh my God. They've got to ban this guy. They've got to ban this retard. What are we doing? What are we doing going out there and saying that this guy, everyone in this post is calling for my arrest and banning for posting Jonathan Ross. They're claiming that I doxed him. Reminder, This is the guy who I've constantly said is a murderer. Reminder, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Never take the law. They gotta ban this guy. I'm gonna do... Here's the reason why it's so bad to do this. How many people are named Jonathan David Ross? I guarantee you the answer is more than one. Guaranteed it's more than one. You are going to accidentally create a false positive. You're not sure that this is the name. You're just simply going out, and Elon follows me. He'll see it, and I don't want to make it a big thing and put him on the spot, right? He's a busy fucking guy. I hear he's running like 3 companies or something like that. So yeah, and not even an uncommon name. No, it's not. And so the problem is that you let people do this stuff, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you have people that they make false positives. They harass people that aren't really the person that they think it is. And also, it puts people's lives in danger, and it encourages a tremendous amount of bad behavior. Like, I understand if you're posting something that a person said on social media or something like that, but you're not doing that. You're taking a private individual that is a law enforcement officer, and you're trying to spread their name around in order to goad somebody into violently attacking them. That's what you're doing. You're actually allowed to drive away from masked men pointing guns at you. I love how girls like this say this. If you do that and you get shot, you're going to be the next one they're making memes about. You are. It's crazy where these people come from. Yeah, actually, the masked... What I find to be so funny about this is that it's just so obviously dishonest because, oh, they're masked men? They're not police? Oh, okay, then why were you following them all day? Why do they have police on their name? Why is their car have red and blue flashing lights? Like, it's so insanely dishonest that I don't even know what to say about this. It's crazy. And then even Sean Strickland, about time these entitled protesters are being shot. Should it happen sooner? Every single country has immigration law. Every country enforces immigration law. You want to go out there and stop lawful enforcement, you should get shot. Exactly, yeah. You can't do that and run people over, man. You can't do that shit. So no, and then, oh, it gets even more. Here we go.
When did it become illegal to follow ICE agents around?
It's illegal.
When did it become illegal to follow ICE agents around?
It's illegal to engage in obstruction of federal law enforcement.
Is it not?
Is it a felony?
But
Obviously.
they're not impeding.
It is a felony.
She was filming, right? She's filming them because ICE agents have been known to kill people because people are disappearing in custody.
Oh my God. Look at her face. There it is. This right here, gentlemen, I feel like this just says it all. It does. It really says it all, doesn't it? There you go. Wow.
Because we're missing 1,200 people in Alligator Alcatraz.
This is the political vigilantism.
This is not political vigilantism.
You're encouraging people to interfere with federal law enforcement.
I'm
Yes.
saying that we
Yes,
need to
you
get it
are.
on
Getting
tape
killed
because the
because of it.
DHS is lying,
Yes.
because ICE is lying,
Absolutely.
and because people are getting hurt,
I think that
and they're
there is-
disappearing.
there is obviously-
Amnesty International just did an
there's-
entire thing on ICE.
but hold on.
Amnesty
International did? Oh, okay. Let's just listen to them.
International. That's not me
There's a
being
big
Democrat.
difference between.
Yeah, let's get rid of immigration because of this thing. Yeah, for sure. It's so delusional and stupid. It's insane. And where's a few more of these here that are worth looking at? I think there was another one that was part of this. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, it's insane. Oh, yeah, here it is.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I think there's some details we don't know yet, and we'll learn more about it. What strikes me is, first of all, it's extremely sad and unfortunate that someone died. I mean, the political fighting and disagreements aside, it's terrible. You don't want people to die in law enforcement situations or otherwise. But it strikes me that we are undergoing an epidemic of political vigilantism right now.
This is undeniably true. Is it so many people think that they're going to take the law into their own hands and they're going to try to, like, defy the federal government or something like that. It's such a dangerous precedent to set. And I'm shocked that so many people are enabling it.
Why are people
They're emboldened by the media? They are.
Showing up in vehicles,
Yeah.
in convoys, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country in an effort to obstruct lawful federal law enforcement activities?
Exactly.
This is not an isolated incident. We have had hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents.
Think about that. Hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents. Why is it that those people aren't in jail? Every single one of those people should be in jail for the indefinite future. That's the reason why you keep getting them, is because the people that are doing them don't get in trouble.
All over the country. According to DHS, this lady in this car today, along with other vehicles, had been tracking ICE agents around.
Yep.
Why are people believing that they can drive their car into a federal law enforcement situation and that is an appropriate thing to do?
Exactly. And you take a step back and you realize how fucking ridiculous this is. And the reason why people are trying to justify it is because they want it to happen. That's the reason why. It's because they agree with it.
Understand they don't like the fact that these agents are enforcing existing immigration law. But that's not how we change laws in this country. If you don't like a law, you talk to the politicians. You don't drive your car into the middle of a building or a law enforcement situation that's being occupied by the people who are simply there to enforce the law. If I don't like how much the IRS is charging me in taxes, I don't drive my car into the Treasury Department and try to run somebody over. I call my congressman.
There's one guy that actually tried to do that. Whenever he drove his car or his airplane into the IRS building. Let me see if I can find this. So this happened, like, it's actually crazy that this happened. So whenever this was in Austin, my dad was working at the IRS in Austin when this guy flew an airplane into the IRS building. And I remember I called him and I was like, so are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, oh, they're stressed out. I'm like, all right, see ya. That's about it. Yeah, he's killed himself. I think he killed like one other person. I don't even know.
Vigilantism is being encouraged by Democratic officials like the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan, who earlier this year told people to, quote, put your bodies on the line, and Tim Walz calling these guys Gestapo all year. What do you think happens when you radicalize a base of people about this?
It does strike me, Scott.
That's true. He's completely right. That there has been an ongoing attempt to radicalize people as much as possible and then to try to capitalize on the radicalization and use the chaos that the radicalization creates as a reason why the people need to leave. And you can see them. This one's fine, right? Because nobody's standing in the road. See, I don't think anybody, I think they're stupid and I disagree with them, but I don't have a problem with this because they're just standing on the side and they're not really causing any problems, really. But, the problem is whenever they're going out, it's a road. Is it a road? I don't even know. It's hard to even see. If it's in a road, it shouldn't be on the road. And keep in mind, none of this happens in Florida because Florida doesn't put up with it. Minnesota, this happens in Minnesota because they let it happen. That's the reason why. Somalis make MPLS great. It's held by a white woman in a pink hat. God, brother, it really doesn't get any better than that. Isn't it Thursday morning? If you have a real job, shouldn't you be working? Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah, it's Thursday. That's why I was checking. Yeah, get a real job. What is the fucking irony of this? Oh my God. So yeah, I don't even know what this is. Get a real job. They're all fat. Yeah, of course they are. And then, there's even more of them too. Look at this.
Of ICE, of the ICE office. Is ICE entitled to less protection than the average citizen? Are they second-class citizens now? Have we decided that we're going to put them out there as targets?
Let's see where this goes here a second. And some of the audio, just for the folks at home, we don't want it to be too abrasive, and that's why we're kind of riding this a little bit. The summer of love was hot for many reasons, including the temperature.
The
It's
summer
cold in
of love.
Minnesota. Right now, 29 degrees, feels like
Is that what they call it
25.
now?
It's not going to get much warmer than that throughout the day. You want.
It's the usual suspects.
Wonder if, in a different climate.
Yep.
Whether or not there's 2,000 people in the street,
Believe
or
it,
5,000 people.
Weather, we've talked about this on the air before. The weather in these circumstances helps. Believe it or not, it matters, I should say. When it's hot, it's just human nature. When it's hot, people are irritated. They'll come out. It starts raining. All of a sudden, everybody goes home.
Florida has a much higher illegal population. Why is ICE in Minnesota instead? They'd be able to get much more done. It's almost as if the admin wants chaos. It's almost as if Florida is cooperating with the ICE anyway, and so they don't need to send ICE down there as much because they have the cooperation of the state government, number one. Number two, Florida is a much higher population state than Minnesota is, so because it's higher population, there are going to be more illegal aliens, even if the percentage is the same. Like...
Very often, the commitment of the protesters is a mile wide.
Looks like we have some sort of action here on the ground. Maybe somebody being arrested, possibly.
Jesus. Basically, yeah, duh.
Like this, Paul.
Yeah, so there we go. ICE is in a lot of states right now. Yeah, and also another reason why you don't hear about ICE being in Florida is because they're not going out there doing it. Oh, and then we have also, by the way, I found this to be funny. So there's a lot of people that are upset about me. Is that Dark Woke and someone makes fun of Jarl Funke being murdered by communists at Troy Kirk? This guy tried to get me expelled from school and posted my home address because I made fun of Charlie Kirk, by the way. And now you have the exact same person who is calling me subhuman because I said you shouldn't stand in front of a car, or sorry, you shouldn't drive a car through a person. This is the same person. So I just want y'all to see this. And this is a little tip in order to understand where these people are really coming from, is that any of these people that are on social media crying about this, search their Twitter name and then search Kirk after that and see what they say about Charlie Kirk. Because in a lot of these cases, the people that are doing this were making jokes about, making light of, and justifying Charlie Kirk being killed. But now whenever this woman gets shot, now it's totally different. Don't you find that to be odd? It's almost as if there's no principle behind this at all, and they're just advocating for her because she's on their side. Oh, maybe. Who knows?
When things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863. And I think now we may be in that moment that the nation's looking to us to hold the line on democracy, our history.
I love this. You're holding the line on democracy by allowing people to extrajudicially stop federal law enforcement from enforcing the law that was voted on by the public. It's just so, like, just insanely dishonest. How do you even get there? Really? You're gonna jail him? We've got to put this guy in jail. We do. We've got to put this guy in jail. It has to happen. And so, yeah. Oh, here's another one.
Our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called kidnapping. Then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line. Our neighbors are...
Put your body on the line. Use your voice. Man, the Insurrection Act cannot come soon enough. That's what I think. It cannot come soon enough. It's so simple. What was a mom doing? What was a mom from Colorado doing at a Minnesota ICE protest? I mean, let's get real. I won't have my intelligence insulted by people playing stupid. It's so obvious, isn't it?
I want Minnesotans to hear this from me. The desire to get out and protest and to speak up to this administration of how wrong this is, that is a patriotic duty at this point in time.
Go ahead and protest. Just don't stand in front of the street.
Clear that she tried to use her vehicle as a weapon, mow over an ICE agent, and now she is dead. And her death is tragic, but at the end of the day, it was completely avoidable if she would have simply followed the commands of the ICE agent.
True.
But what really is more disturbing,
follow the fucking law,
to me, is Governor Walz's comments about using.
You got it. We've got to put this guy up on treason. We've got to put him up on sedition. Like, this guy has to go to jail. Like, I'm telling you, if we do that, it is going to, like, Trump's approval rating is going to go skyrocket. I promise you. Like, the moment that you start putting these roaches in jail, oh my God. Because then people, like, as soon as they realize, okay, we can do this, holy shit, then it's going to start way more.
The National Guard to keep the federal government ICE agents out of his state. He has now gone full Jefferson Davis, and that's what I would call civil war. This is a problem.
It'll never
the
stop
left
if they don't.
always does this. They always clamor for more violence. They always clamor for more rioting. Minneapolis, they've already burned to the ground. The violence must stop. We must respect law enforcement, respect this president that said, I am going to clamp down on illegal immigration, and Minneapolis has become a cesspool for illegal immigration, and we're not standing for it any longer.
It's a shithole, and he can't let that happen. Absolutely. And so they are talking a little bit about actually arresting him, which is what's crazy. I'm happy to see this. Finally, it's happening. And I don't know really whether it's going to go anywhere or anything else, but it does seem like things are going in that direction. And if Tim Walz does get arrested, that is going to be fucking insane. I will be so happy when that happens. Tim Walz has officially authorized the National Guard to assist local law enforcement as the situation in Minneapolis grows increasingly tense, except Minneapolis Police Department aren't doing anything, so there's nothing for them to do. Federalize them? Yeah, he should, like, Trump should absolutely federalize this. During the 2020 riots, Walz refused to deploy the Minnesota National Guard.
The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National Guard, and what does that mean? The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National Guard, and what does that mean? I think to the mayor, yes, I think it's a perception. I'm certainly not questioning that. I think the mayor said, I request the National Guard. Whew, I'm out. This is great. We're going to have massively trained troops. No, you're going to have 19-year-olds who are cooks. The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National Guard.
Better than nothing. I don't know why he'd just downgrade the National Guard like that. I mean, aren't they supposed to be trained? Guys, as always, how can you tell that it's a protest in America? What have I said over and over and over? It's the flags. Yep. It's the National Guardsman too? Yeah, it's weird that he would say that. Get his ass. Oh.
We gotta protect them. Back up. Back up.
See, all they need to do is just, like, sit there. Anybody that walks on the road, just shoot them. With the paintball gun, right? I mean, like, I'm not talking about live ammo. Just shoot him with the paintball gun. You get the fuck off the road. Minnesota is a PvP zone? Yeah, I know. Literally any flag but the American flag. No, they bring the American flag too to burn it.
We have our own medical. You know what I'm here.
You can tell just by her voice that she's fat. You can tell, like, there's something about it. I can hear the cellulite in her voice. Guaranteed fatty. Absolutely a fatty. How's this real life? Yeah, it's so obvious. On a mobility scooter? Yeah. You can hear the cheeseburgers. Yeah, I guess so.
Back up.
Oh, jeez. Yep. Oh my God, they're just they're bots, man. They're absolute bots. Somebody's saying, what are you saying here? Let me read this. What is this? Part 1, I came here long ago, I think I found someone's moderate in the middle. Well, what do you start developing a hateful person, right-wing extremism? Now, I don't know if you changed throughout the years, if it's your true self, getting more comfortable with it. My actual opinions are even more extreme than what I show on my stream. What I actually think, like, is even worse. But I don't say that. I don't express that. But yeah, that's number one. I've always felt that way. But number two, what about what I'm saying is extreme? I don't think it's extreme. Like, what about me is extreme? And I really mean this. I don't think that I'm extreme at all. I think what's happened is that people have gotten so extreme on these weird left-wing people that they view anybody who's not their version of extreme as extreme. Like, I don't think that I am at all. You used to be okay with immigration, but against illegal immigration. Now you're against it all. I'm not against all immigration, but I think immigration has to have a net positive effect to the Americans that are in the country. I don't think that we should be having immigration that comes at the expense of American citizens. So, like, for example, I don't think that we should bring in H-1B visa workers in order to undercut American wages. But, like, for example, if somebody wants to immigrate from, I don't know, anywhere, as long as they're not a moron and they want to come over and be an American, I think it's fine. But it's a matter of degree. Like, should we bring in every immigrant ever? Of course not. But we should decide based off of that. So is that the only one? Yeah. 2 people shot by ICE in Portland? Yeah, I mean, you know that I'm not against immigration. I mean, like, how am I against, just think about it like this, right? The majority of my friends are immigrants. I'm not against immigration. I just don't want them to come over illegally. It's pretty simple. It's situational. Yeah, duh. Like, obviously, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fine. These are refugees? I don't know about that. And let me see if I pull me up. Let me see if there's anything more about it. But then after that, I will look. Apparently, there's the ICE. What do you call it? There's like ICE that have shot 2 more people. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. What separates you in political experience actually is constructive criticism and critical thinking. I try to, right? I genuinely do try to understand what people's perspectives are, right? So yeah, do it legally. We won't have a problem. Exactly. By that logic, I guess I'm not a racist because my friends are black. Yeah, I think generally that's true, actually. If you have a bunch of black friends, you're probably not a racist. Duh. What kind of a racist is going to have a bunch of friends of the race they hate? Like, absolutely, yeah, for sure. Like, everybody, like, people make this out like it's like some kind of like dumb joke or like dumb excuse, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Why would somebody actively be friends with a person of a race that they hate? It doesn't make any sense. It's totally illogical. And I think that really, but here's what's funny is that, long list, I can't type in chat. It's a long list, but it's a long list. Okay, that makes sense, of course. It's so long that we can't think of anything about it. Yeah, I guess that must be it. And that makes a lot of sense. And so they can feel superior to people around them. I don't think that people really do that. You just generalize a lot. I think that it's okay to talk in generalities because generalities are usually how people exist. So yeah, when you have opinions about stuff, you lack tact. For example, you say you're not celebrating women dying, but then you laugh about her death. I'm just answering your question. I do lack tact. I don't really have any real sympathy for people that are victims of their own bad decision making. I'm not. I don't have any sympathy for them. Like somebody is a drug addict and they die from a drug overdose. I don't really give a shit. Somebody is a gambling addict and they kill themselves because they ran out of money. I don't give a shit. Somebody goes and they try to attack a cop and then the cop shoots them. I don't give a shit. That's it. You chose this path in life and it's led you to the end of the road. That's the reality. I don't have any sympathy. I don't. And the reason why is because I think people use that sympathy to take advantage of you. And I think also it's because I think it's what they did the thing, and what happened to them is an effect of the thing that they did. Now, I can empathize with them, and I can say, that's sad that happened to you, and I can see why you're upset about it. But at the same time, you put yourself in that situation. You're an adult. You have your own autonomy. You can choose your own destiny. And when you choose to just do that, and then something bad happens to you, that's life. I've watched people become victims of their own bad decision-making my entire life. I've watched my mom develop COPD from smoking cigarettes, and she couldn't stop, and she went to the hospital, and she eventually died from complications of that. I've seen myself lose my teeth from my own bad habits of drinking too much soda. I've seen friends of mine have drug addictions, and it ruined their lives as well. I've seen it happen, but sometimes it's not about deserving it or not, but there's a cause and effect of certain actions, and if you don't acknowledge that, and I don't have sympathy for people that engage in that. I really don't. And the reason why is because they know what they're doing. They know that they're doing something wrong, and they choose to do it. Do you think that protesters believe they're doing the right thing regardless of outcome it has on them? No, I think that if there was a negative outcome, they wouldn't do it. So yeah, no, and I think that that's really the reason why. Mm-hmm. Zach making excuses? Yeah, I don't make excuses for people. Not even for myself. Yeah, I never even make excuses for myself. Like, if I do something wrong, I take accountability for it. I do.
Wait! Why'd you shoot them? They were innocent! They were fucking innocent!
Of what? How do you know that? This is typical. Most raids and parties have their tanks positioned at the beginning, at the front.
Stand back! Stand back! You seen that, right? You heard him? You heard him? He said he got me next. He's targeting.
It's very common.
He said he got me next. You heard him?
It's common formation.
I know you heard him. Hey, you heard him? He said he got me next. He's targeting. He's targeting.
Jesus Christ.
Hi, everyone. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz here. You witnessed in Minnesota yesterday a tragedy, the death of Renee Good on the streets at the hands of a federal agent. You also witnessed last night a beautiful visual, a peaceful visual, people expressing their constitutional and First Amendment rights in a peaceful manner. And for that, I say thank you. I've been very clear. We need a couple things here. We need Minnesota to carry out this investigation to make sure that the professionals at the BCA and the local law enforcement who's in charge of law enforcement make sure we do the investigation, and then to pull back this unnecessary surge. And so with that, I would ask...
That's definitely a great idea. Yeah, maybe we should just stop enforcing the law. Great.
For all of us to continue to do this peacefully, continue to raise our voices, but do so in a manner that brings about that sense of community. In Minnesota, I'm declaring tomorrow at 10 a.m. on January 9th, I'd ask everyone to pause for a moment of silence to remember Renee Good, also to remember all.
How is it that every single person that they end up memorializing is like a criminal? Like, George Floyd is like a career criminal that pointed a gun at a pregnant woman. This lady is like some weirdo that came all the way from Colorado and is like driving through ice. Like, how is it that you keep picking losers? It's insane.
And right about this.
Yeah.
Nation. And
how do you keep picking losers like
I'd
this?
ask employers to give their people some space. I'd ask each and every one to find a way to contribute in your community. It might be shoveling your neighbor's walk. It might be being at a food bank. It might be pausing to talk to someone you haven't talked to before, but to show the goodness, to rise up, to make sure that we're being very, very clear about this, that we expect our constitutional rights to be respected, that law enforcement is local, that we expect accountability of our elected leaders.
They claimed Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines. Again, you can never expect any consistency from these people at all.
Leaders, and that we are not going to go quietly, and we're not going to give up on those things that matter so much to us. And chief amongst those is human dignity, respect, rule of law. All of the things that we know make this country great.
Naturally. Of course, yeah, it's all about human dignity and respect, very clearly. And, yeah, Renee Good, Colorado woman, killed impeding law officer, attempting to evade arrest. Let's memorialize a woman that almost killed a law enforcement officer. This is why we need to report. Yeah, I think that what they need to do, they need to just totally shut this down. Like, this guy's got to get arrested. They've got to do that. They've got to get rid of these people in the leadership positions because these people very obviously are just nuts. And this is another reason why they need to open up the insane asylums. I've said this before, and I think it's becoming even more evident today that you need to have these people, like, some of these people are just fucking crazy, man. They're crazy, and it's scary, and they're going to do something and hurt people, and it's going to be bad for everybody. Treason? I know. I think they should do that. Weird that he wants his officers to investigate. Well, yeah, just like they investigated the fraud. Of course.